In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Welcome to Islamophobia for Dummies. This series shows that you don't have to be a Muslim to see how ridiculous Islamophobia is.
Previously, we explained how the so-called Ground Zero Mosque is 2 full city blocks away from the World Trade Center complex, and that this building is already a mosque which needs to be rebuilt. So now, serious accusations have been made about the Imam proposing this project.
I have the biggest problem with the controversial Imam.
And I don't trust this Imam.
This guy, Imam Rauf, he's not a good guy.
He's the mastermind behind the proposed Ground Zero Mosque.
Imam Rauf, he is no friend to America.
This guy is a radical.
This radical Imam, we don't know what he's planning on doing in that cultural center.
Should he even be in the U.S.?
Oh my God, Imam Faisal Abdul Rauf. He's a radical terrorist sympathizer. I had no idea because the name is so familiar. Where have I seen that name before? No Fly List? No. America's Most Wanted? I don't believe that was it. Or was it?
To my immediate left, Imam Faisal Abdul Rauf. He is the founder of the Cordoba Initiative, the group proposing the center.
Holy shit, he was on Fox!
The Imam's wife was also on Fox News, where Fox's Laura Ingraham applauded this moderate Imam last December.
Let's talk about the Islamic Center at Ground Zero. I can't find many people who really have a problem with it. Bloomberg is for it. You got rabbis in New York saying they don't have a problem with it. I know your group takes a moderate approach to, Americanizing people, assimilating people, which I applaud. I think that's fantastic. I like what you're trying to do, and Ms. Khan, we appreciate it.
Oh, Fox News.
In fact, Imam Rauf was appointed by George Bush to improve relations with Muslim countries after invading 2 Muslim nations that never attacked the U.S. and killing hundreds of thousands of Muslim civilians.
The rhetoric from Sarah Palin about terrorists, and this Imam is not a terrorist, but it's ridiculous. He was sent by President Bush around the world to be an ambassador for the United States.
The all-apologists point out Imam Faisal Abdul Rauf is a well-known moderate who worked on Islamic outreach with the Bush administration. Well, there's no surprise there. Bush was a well-known Muslim sympathizer.
The Muslim faith is based upon peace and love and compassion.
Why don't you go clear some brush, Haji?
The funny thing is that President Obama's the one that's actually being attacked as a Muslim sympathizer for continuing to work with Imam Rauf. So back to the accusations. Exactly how do we know that the Imam's a radical?
Perhaps a scholar familiar with Middle East issues told us so. A teacher, a healer of sorts.
Now, what did this moderate say just a few days after 9/11? Well, of course, what all moderates would say. Quote, I wouldn't say that the United States deserved what happened, but United States policies were an accessory to the crime that did happen. Oh.
What kind of scheming, America-hating, extremist monster would say something so profoundly evil? Cut to Glenn Beck 3 months earlier.
I wasn't paying attention before 9/11. I didn't know what the heck was going on in the world. Now I'm paying attention. When people said they hate us, did we deserve 9/11? No. But were we minding our business? No. Were we in bed with dictators and abandoned our values and principles? Yes. That causes problems.
What will he think tomorrow?
So what are these questions about the mosque's financing?
Where is the money coming from?
Where are they going to get the $100 million from?
Where is the money coming? Is it coming from Wahhabists in Saudi Arabia?
What's he going to be doing there? Is he going to be raising money for this mosque?
The Imam behind the mosque may accept money from Iran or Saudi Arabia.
They need to tell us who's behind it. And where's the money coming from?
Wait a minute. Karl Rove worked for Bush when Imam Rauf was appointed, so why is Rove only now questioning his funding?
Because it might be Muslim money. Dirty, dirty Muslim money.
Alright, let's follow this dirty Muslim money trail to see where it leads.
We're following the money trail. Where is this money coming from? This guy has questionable ties. I mean, there's questions whether he has ties to Perdana, which was the group that sent that flotilla towards Israel. Remember that whole conflict on the water?
That was a peaceful humanitarian flotilla trying to send aid past Israel's brutal siege against Palestinians in Gaza.
He may have ties. Perdana and Muslim Brotherhood are a handshake apart. Here's the one that we should all really worry about. Where's Iran in this? Perdana, Iran have been loosely tied to Imam Rauf also. Do I want a mosque that may be a meeting place for some of the scariest minds?
May have ties to people who might have bad ideas that may end up getting money from relatives of people. It's a dangerous game of guilt by association. You could play with almost anybody. All you need is a card and a highlighter. It's nothing.
Now let's see how easy it is to use this same faulty reasoning to come up with other faulty conclusions.
Here's Rupert Murdoch. He owns Fox News. He definitely has ties to Prince Al-Walid bin Talal. Bin Talal owns the second largest share of News Corp. He is in the Saudi royal family, which may have ties to funding the Wahhabist mosques. After 9/11, Rudy Giuliani would not accept $10 million from this same Prince Al-Walid because he had cited Mideast policy as one of the reasons that we were attacked, which is the same reason they said that the imam down at the Ground Zero Mosque was a radical. And he may have business dealings with the Carlyle Group, whose clients include Bin Laden family, one of whose sons, now obviously I'm not going to say which son, may be anti-American. I'm just connecting this. I'm just reading off a highlighted card. Really, when you look at this card and you do highlight it in yellow, the only thing you can come up with is Fox News a terrorist command center? I don't know. I just don't know.
Fox News' attempts to vilify the imam with association games and baseless innuendo just goes to prove how weak their claims really are. Now let's see what happens when Fox News tries to provide a concrete link between the imam and radical funding.
What could you tell me about this imam? Supported by organizations like the Kingdom Foundation, which has been a funder of Imam Rauf in the past. Headed up by the guy who tried to give Rudy Giuliani $10 million after 9/11. He funds radical madrasas all over the world.
Let me interrupt here. Madrasa means school. Radical madrasas are a figment of the anti-Islamic media's ridiculous imagination. Fox News is attacking the head of the Kingdom Foundation for funding schools.
And he funds this imam. Right.
The money might be coming from this evil Kingdom Foundation, run by a Wahhabist 9/11 sympathizing, American hating. No. That's Rupert Murdoch's partner in News Corp. No, you're not changing the picture. Show me the dangerous money guy behind Imam Rauf's Ground Zero terror mosque. That's Rupert Murdoch! Why is the terror funder shaking hands?
That's right. Fox News is actually posing one of their owners as an evil money source.
Let's do as Fox News commands and follow the money. This is the proposed terror mosque. We know that it's a terror mosque because the money may be coming from a bad guy who definitely owns part of Fox News. We know that he's a bad guy because we just heard it on Fox News. And by watching Fox News, I'm increasing their viewership. And their advertising rates go up.
So part of Fox News' profit goes to bin Talal, who then funds the mosque. And how can we help Fox News solve their mosque problems?
If we want to cut off funding to the terror mosque, we must, together as a nation, stop watching Fox. It's the only way. Using their reasoning.
And the strangest thing about the Fox News report demonizing the head of the Kingdom Foundation is that they never mention bin Talal's name or even show his picture.
Headed up by the guy who tried to give Rudy Giuliani $10 million after 9/11. He funds radical madrasas all over the world.
And he funds his imam.
So did these Fox News reporters purposely hide bin Talal's name in order to vilify him, or did they really not know who they were talking about?
I'm going to go with they didn't know. Things are hectic on the morning show, plus Gretchen isn't there and she's the only one who knows how to use Google. I just think at the end of the day they didn't know.
So you're...
Exactly. I'm with stupid. All right.
So what's the evidence that Fox News reporters are merely stupid?
If you look at the Nuclear Security Summit logo, what does that have in common with all those other flags there?
What do they all have in common? They're all Muslim nations.
The Nuclear Summit logo looks like an atom, but I guess it's no surprise that Islam haters wouldn't recognize a hydrogen atom if they saw one.
This guy came over and said, I want to give you a $10 million check. Rudy Giuliani said, you see that over there? I don't think we want your help. Take your money. Go away. Okay? I'm just trying to help.
Glenn Beck is telling his boss, Al-Walid, to take his money and go away, but Glenn Beck's still taking Al-Walid's money.
I just wanted to see how much of an insult it was to be called an ignoramus. Since I didn't know what it meant, I just Googled it. It's an ignorant lawyer.
Let's break that down. She didn't know what ignoramus meant. She looked it up, and she still got it wrong.
That is compelling evidence. But could Fox News reporters really be that stupid?
Nobody's that stupid. They're deliberately hiding the truth. If Al-Walid wasn't part owner of Fox News, they would have said his full name over and over again. And look at these villainous pictures. You don't even need to doctor them.
And what's the evidence that Fox News knowingly hid their relationship with Walid bin Talal?
Do you know who Dan Senor and Dana Perino used to work for? George Bush. And do you know who George Bush used to hang with? Al-Walid bin Talal. That's some evil. It's a level of knowing obfuscation that can only come from having a heart of pure evil.
Not only does Fox News know who Walid bin Talal is, they honor and admire him.
His Kingdom Holding Company continues to be among the world's most successful and admired. I'm very honored to have as my special guest tonight, Prince Al-Walid bin Talal.
But why would Fox News vilify the money trail of this mosque when it leads right back to them?
Because they're stupid, John. Staggeringly, achingly, almost inspiringly stupid.
Pure evil or utterly stupid? Those aren't very flattering conclusions. Could we have missed some other possible explanations?
These are the only two possible explanations, because if they're not as stupid as I believe them to be, they are really evil.
I think I have a third explanation.
I'm writing bullet points of a speech instead of going for a speechwriter or anything else, and I am doing that so I don't get in the way of the Spirit in case he wants to talk. If you would just pray that I would be able to hear. Sometimes he's screaming at me and I still can't hear it.
Hey Glenn, the Holy Spirit's screaming at you because you're crazy. In conclusion, Imam Abdul Rauf is no more a Muslim radical than is Fox News or George Bush. But Muslims, we have to give these silly Islam haters credit. At least they're good for a laugh.
We sincerely hope you enjoyed this episode of Islamophobia for Dummies, and we hope to see you again next time.